Hi guys, it's Miss Wright and we're here to do our week 4 math for today answers. Let's go to day 1. 400 divided by 10 to the third power. Let's rewrite that without an exponent. And of course 10 to the third power means 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3. And we could set this up in a standard algorithm, but we know from mission 1 that really this is moving the number 400 through the place value chart. So we rewrite the number 400. This is where the decimal is on all whole numbers. We are going to move that decimal 1, 2, 3 times to the left. We're going to make this a smaller number. 1, 2, 3. Our decimal is now here, and our new number is 4/10. Round 7 38 hundredths to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to rewrite that number. I'm going to underline the tenths place. That's the 3. I have to look at the 8. I need to decide whether the 8 is 5 or more. Is it above the midpoint? 4 or less? Is it below the midpoint? Well, 8 is above. So that tells me that this 38 is really closer to 4. I could put 40. The 7 stays the same. All right, Lisa earned $31 each week delivering newspapers. She delivered newspapers for 2 weeks. How much money did Lisa earn after her 2 weeks? So each week she earns $31. She worked for 2 weeks. We need to know how much money she earned after those 2 weeks. There are 2 ways you could do this. You could do 31 plus 31. You could also do 31 times 2. It is 2 groups of 31, and either way will work, and you should come out with $62. All right, 2/3 minus 1/6. This is another case of uncommon denominators. We have a 3 and a 6, so we're going to change one. We're going to look at the 6, and we're going to say, does something times 3 give me 6? Well, if we skip count, we get 3, 6. So yeah, 3 times 2. So if we multiply this 3 times 2, we get 6, which means we have to multiply the top by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, minus the 1/6 is going to stay the same. Now we have common denominators. The denominator stays the same. We subtract the numerators, and the answer is 3/6. Moving on to day 2, how many hundredths are in 45 and 972 thousandths? Here's the hundredths place. There are 7 hundredths. Write less than, greater than, or equal to make the statement true. This is our same or different game, so let me go ahead and get my other pencil. We start at the far left in the ones place, same or different. You're right, they're the same, so we cannot compare. Go to the next number, that's the tenths place, same or different. They are different. The 4 is bigger, so we're going to open up our little mouth to the 4. So we say this is 6 and 41 thousandths is less than 6 and 401 thousandths. All right, let's look at the next one. If 3/10 is the same thing as 30 hundredths, then 4/10 is the same thing as blank hundredths. Well, let's look at these two right here. 3 to 30, I'll multiply by 10. 10 to 100, I'll multiply by 10. 10 to 100, I multiplied by 10. So I'm going to multiply the 4 by 10 and get 40. So 40 goes in that box. 746 times 5. Let's set this up in a standard algorithm. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 more is 23. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 2 more is 37. So my answer is 3,730. All right, guys, let's look at day 3. If 4/10 plus 5 hundredths equals 45 hundredths, then 7/10 plus 7 hundredths equals how many hundredths? Well, let's look at this first one here. We can't add uncommon denominators, so we have to change this 10 to 100. We do that by multiplying by 10. So really this becomes 100, multiply 4 by 10 by 40. 40 plus 5 is 45, and the 100 stays the same. So if we come in down here and do the same thing, this is going to become 100, 10 times 10. This is going to become 70, 7 times 10. And 70 plus 7 is 77. So the answer is 77 hundredths. 792 divided by 9. Let's set this up in a standard algorithm. 9 cannot go into 7. Nothing times 9 is 7. But 9 times what is 72? 8. So 8 times 9 is 72. Bring down my 9. That's one group of 9. And my quotient is 81. Write 7 and 25 hundredths in word form. Well, let's start with everything on the left side of the decimal. That's just the number 7. When we get to the decimal, we write and. The next number is 25. And the 5 is in the hundredths place. So in word form, 7 and 25 hundredths. Write the decimal for 7 tenths. Well, there's no whole number. We're only in the tenths place, so that's one decimal, and it's a 7. All right, day 4. Write an expression for the calculation double 7, multiply 3 and 1, and then subtract the second number from the first number. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. So let's start with the first word, double 7. Well, that is 2 times 7. Then we're going to multiply 3 and 1. Do you see how I left this blank? It doesn't tell me what to do there yet until later on. So first I had to double 7, then I do 3 times 1, and then subtract the first number from the second number. Well, here's the first number. If I'm taking it from the second, really this needs to be turned around. And I'm going to put a subtraction symbol there. So I'm going to put one single line through there so that you can see that this is my answer. This was the first number. Here, this is the second number. I'm going to subtract. Let's move on. 13 and 5/8 plus 7/8. Well, there are no other whole numbers, so I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm just going to write 13 for now. The denominators are the same, so 8 is going to stay the same. And then 5 plus 7 is 12. Now, I can leave it 13 and 12/8. Or I could give a group of 8 from this 12 to the 13 because I need 8 to make a whole. So if I take 8 from here, I have 4 left. This becomes 14, and I have 14 and 4/8. Either answer would be correct right now. All right, here's an equation. If we took off the equal sign, it would be an expression. We are going to answer it. First, we're going to work over here. We're going to do what's in these parentheses. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 3 is 24. And I know that I'm going to add it to 4 plus 2, which is 6. 24 plus 6 is 30. Caleb buys a pair of shoes for $51.49 and a board game for $17.65. She pays with $80. How much change does she get back? So first thing, we have to add together the items that she bought. Now I have to subtract that from 80. She gets $10.86 back. All right, guys, that is it for week 4. Tomorrow you'll have your quiz, and then you'll start week 5.